So far we have discussed in detail about what are the disadvantages and advantages of construction of dams. So there are some disadvantages associated in the name of construction of dams. No doubt, construction of dams are useful to us in many ways. So to avoid the disadvantages or to overcome the disadvantages associated with the construction of dams, what methods are available, what sustainable methods are available in our hands to conserve one of the important natural resource, that is water. If you see, these methods are not started from now onwards. Actually, they were there from our forefathers onwards. When the science and technology was not that much developed, from those many days onwards, people used to depend upon some local methods, some traditional methods to conserve the water. Among them, one of the important sustainable method to conserve water is rainwater harvesting. What is it? Rainwater harvesting. This rainwater harvesting method is not applicable to only one particular state in India. Actually, this method was followed by all the different states of India, all the different states which are present in India. They used to call those methods with different names in different states. Let us see what were the names given to the rainwater harvesting systems in different states in India. Let us have a look here. In Rajasthan, because I have already talked about Rajasthan climatic conditions, where Rajasthan always receives very little amount of water. The water availability is very scarce in Rajasthan. So whenever there is rain, people used to harvest it, people used to save it or conserve it for future use. So the name given to rainwater harvesting system in Rajasthan is khadins, tanks and nalis. In some places of Rajasthan, people used to call them as khadins. In some places of Rajasthan, they used to call them as tanks. In some places of Rajasthan, they used to call them as nalis. In Maharashtra, the name given for rainwater harvesting is bundaras or thals. They used to call the rainwater harvesting systems as bundaras. Bundaras are thals. In Madhya Pradesh and UP, they call them as bundis. They call them as what? Bundis. In Bihar, they call them as ahars and pines. And in Himachal Pradesh, the name given for rainwater harvesting systems are kuls. In Jammu, they used to call them as pans. In Tamil Nadu, they used to call them as eris. In Kerala, they used to call them as surangams. In Karnataka, they used to call them as kattas. So like this, different names were given to different types of rainwater harvesting systems in different states of India. So like this, the idea of having rainwater harvesting systems were followed from our forefathers onwards. Now after knowing the impact of disadvantages of construction of dams, again we started to give importance to rainwater harvesting systems. With one example, I clearly explained how rainwater harvesting is helpful for us to save or to conserve water. So what is the word meaning khadins, you know? Khadins are the names given to the rainwater harvesting systems in Rajasthan. So what will they do, you know? Wherever there is sufficient amount of rainfall at that time, 300 to 400 meters long mud embankment, mud bund, they will construct across a field. Are you getting my point? 300 to 400 meters long mud bund or mud embankment they will construct across a field, and they will let the rainwater to seep into the field. So this bund will not allow the water to overflow. The rainwater slowly seep into the ground. Once when the water seep into the ground, the deeper layers of the soil is saturated with the moisture completely. Are you getting my point? So later in the future, though there is no sufficient amount of rainfall, because already sufficient amount of moisture is present in between the soil particles, by constructing this, the half moon shape, by constructing what? Half moon shape khadins, they are able to store rainwater in the deeper layers of the earth. And the moisture which is present in the deeper layers of the earth is helpful for vegetation, though there is no sufficient availability of water in the coming season. So like this, in each state in India, people used to give importance to local water harvesting systems. So like this, through rainwater harvesting systems, another example, another method I can give you, watershed management. Another method to conserve water is what? Watershed management method. What is the word meaning watershed management? The process of giving or raising primary resources so as to increase the secondary resources. What does it mean? The scientific method of increasing primary resources so as to increase secondary resources. That means primary resources here in the sense soil and water. In a scientific way, in a scientific method, we are saving or we are increasing primary resources like soil and water. Wherever there is soil and water, automatically secondary resources used to flourish. What do you mean by the word secondary resources? Plants and animals. Are you getting my point? So wherever there is a high amount of availability of water, there automatically biodiversity also raises. That means the biodiversity of an area is decided by the amount of water. So this watershed management mainly helpful to increase the primary resources. What do you mean by the word primary resources? Soil and water. If water and soil resources are raised, automatically these two are helpful for raising secondary resources. So what do you mean by the word secondary resources? Secondary resources in the sense plants and animals. Wherever there is a good soil or good amount of available water, automatically they support the growth of or thick growth of plants and animals. So watershed management is mainly focusing on increasing the primary resources so as to increase the secondary resources. So through watershed management, by constructing check dams and through rainwater harvesting systems, we are able to conserve the water. So let us see what are the advantages of storing water underground. I think already through Kavins you may have got an idea that water is allowed to seep into the deeper layers of the earth. That means water is stored in the underground layers for the future use. There are so many advantages associated with storing water in the underground. So let us see what are the advantages. What are the advantages of storing water in the underground? First and foremost one is the water which is stored in the underground is used for vegetation, proper vegetation. Are you getting my point? It is helpful for proper vegetation. Second important advantage of storing water in the underground is the water which is stored in the underground layers is free from human and animal excreta contamination. There is no chance of contamination of water through human and animal excreta because it is already stored in the underground layers. Fourth important one is water which is stored in the underground increases the moisture content in the soil, which is helpful for the proper vegetation. Are you getting my point? Increases the moisture content in between the soil particles. If proper moisture content is present in the soil, automatically it supports the proper growth of plants. The water which is stored in the underground will never evaporate. It prevents evaporation. Even if you store water in the dams, huge amount of water is being evaporated without its usage. Am I right? If it is stored in the underground, there is no question of evaporation. Are you getting my point? Water which is stored in the underground will never evaporate. Okay, and the last and the best important advantage is the water which is stored in the underground never give a chance for breeding mosquitoes. For breeding mosquitoes. If you store water for long time, it becomes stagnant, and the stagnant water is a site for breeding mosquitoes. But if you store it in the underground, there is no chance of growth of mosquitoes. So in these many ways, storing water in the underground layers through these rainwater harvesting systems have number of advantages. I repeat, the first one is it supports the proper vegetation. It is free from human and animal excreta contamination. It provides moisture which is helpful for vegetation. There is no question of evaporation. And last but not least, it will never support a site for breeding mosquitoes. So like this, it has storing water in the underground has its own importance. So as a part of management of natural resources, now I want to talk with 10th Orchid students. You people should be ready with a chart. Your work is preparing a chart on the conservation of water. So far, through the videos, you have learnt in detail about the importance of water. Are you getting my point? And how human activities are degrading the quality of water. What are the sustainable methods in conservation of water are helpful for humans. Each and every point in detail you have learnt, right? So now your task is to prepare a poster or a chart. The main theme or aim of the chart is conservation of water. And it is most beneficial if you take a sustainable method of conservation of water. So take nice charts in the form of a theme or in the form of a picture or in the form of a diagram. Nice colorful charts you make and get them ready and send them through the WhatsApp.